Hi, my name is Josh McCoy. I'm from Pike County, Kentucky, and this is my story of recovery. So, I've been using drugs now for about, I want to say 20 years. I started when I was about 13 years old. I had an accident where I snapped both my arms in two, and the doctor sent me home with Percocets. Now, this was a time when most physicians didn't really realize how addictive they really were. But as soon as I took my first pill, I knew that I liked it, and I liked the way it made me feel. So, fast forward through life, I'd used every now and again, here and there throughout life. Even went through the military. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I was able to hold it together. I was able to, to to be a productive member of society, but I still had a problem, all the while boiling beneath the surface. And as life went on, I started just using the drugs as an escape. And over the years, I never really faced all my problems. I would always just bury it in either alcohol, drugs, or just other things in general that didn't deal with the root problems that I was having in my life. And opiates always just seemed to be the place where I felt most comfortable. About 10 years ago, I had my first overdose. And I took a shot of heroin, and I woke up the next morning and the needle was still stuck in my arm, and I realized I've got to do something. And I called my mom and dad, and thank God that I have great parents that have always been there for me. I can't lean on the fact that I had bad parents and bad upbringing, because I had a great upbringing. I did. It wasn't the most loving upbringing, but it was a good upbringing. And they helped me out. It got me in touch with the Veterans Administration, and they put me in a facility and got me some help. And I thought everything was going to be fine. Well, nothing in this life is linear. Let me say that right now. You're gonna stumble and you're gonna fall. But the thing that separates a person who truly wants and a person who doesn't is if you get back up. And let me tell you, I've had to get back up many times. After that initial time, I stayed good. I did good for about a year, had a good job, had good relationships. And the first time something major happened in my life, I ran back to my security blanket, which was opiates. And, it was never an overnight thing, but eventually, over a couple weeks, a couple months, it always ended up spiraling out of control. I never could control myself. And I would always end up back where I started, always down at the bottom, lost everything that I had, destroyed relationships, and had to rebuild them. Now, mind you, throughout all this, I consider myself a good person, but I was doing bad things. I knew at my heart, I have a pure heart, I know I do, but I had problems that I needed to address. Well, about the main thing that got me was about 6 months ago. I thought, I had been working through programs over the years, had good days, had bad days, and I've been able to hold it together pretty well. And I got back into a position that I was really starting to succeed in my life. I got promotion, and finally the way of the world just started to catch up with me. And that old familiar appeal was there. One day that I was just I was just too weak to say no. That I needed that in my mind. I needed that just a little bit to get me through to the next day. And it just it took a hold of me that quick. One day, within the week, I was already buying heroin again. Within 2 weeks, I was already shooting heroin again. Within a month, I was being wheeled out of the Walmart here in South Williamson on a gurney. And I woke up as I was getting brought out, and I see my boss and friends around me, and I knew what happened instantly. I had overdosed in the bathroom of the Walmart. I've never been more embarrassed. I've never been more ashamed. And I told myself, something has to change. I've tried so much, so many different ways, and I've never truly let go of my ego, of my own beliefs, and be completely 100% open to the process of recovery. Yeah, I've walked the steps, but I've never really truly let them really change my life and really truly implemented them in my life. We went to the hospital, and I stayed in there. My mom was in the ER with me, and just to see the look on her face, it was a crystallizing moment. They gave me a shot of Narcan, and my blood pressure bottomed out, and they gave me a shot of adrenaline, and just to see how my mom's the look on her face of just total, she was petrified. I mean, I knew, because I've been Narcan 3 times. But that third time was the charm, because seeing her and seeing the utter fear in her eyes, like I said, that with the just total humiliation of being brought out of my job from an overdose was, that was the moment. So I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and Dr. Dino Beckett, he just happened to be one of the doctors on call covering the floor, and he was just happened to be my doctor, and he came over and he had a talk with me, and he told me about this program at the Williamson Wellness Center, and told me how it was different, and that I should really give it a try. Dino, he's a well-respected man in this community, and I always thought he was a good guy. So, and I never thought, that he would BS me. So, I trusted him, and I came over here, and ever since the first time I walked through the door, everybody here has just been amazing to me. And I never in my life thought that medical assisted treatment would work. I've been totally firmly against it from day one. But when I came here, they really took the time down to explain to me, the benefits, my options, the drawbacks. And explain it to me in a way that I could understand. And I feel like I really had the chance to make a truly informed decision. They told me about the options that I had in front of me, which I thought was nothing. I thought, here I just scorched myself. I thought I burned every bridge in the world right there because of what I had just done. everybody in the whole entire county knew, there was a guy that overdosed at Walmart the other day. And it's Josh McCoy. And yeah, but they let me know that there was people that was willing to help me, that was willing to help me regain my life. So I talked to several people here and decided to try medically assisted treatment. And I started with Suboxone. And I was scared, at first. I thought just like everybody else, it was going to be like, trading one high for another. And it's not. I mean, because for one, I'm going to tell you, you don't get high. And for two, if you take it the way you're supposed to, you never even know you're really taking it. I mean, it's strange. But it's at that moment, it was a security blanket for me. It was something that I knew that if I used on top of it, I was going to feel like crap. And I knew that if I didn't, I was going to feel okay. I wasn't going to have to worry about that aspect of my recovery. That was huge to me. Every other time, that I've tried to quit, I've had to go cold turkey. Or stress in the fact that I'm going to have to wean myself off of the drugs. And, you can't really even begin to start working on yourself mentally until you get through that. And having the medication there was liberating. I was able to come in here day one and really start to identify things in my life that I could change, things in my behavior that I could change to affect a better recovery. So I took it. I got my mom and dad on board with it. They just wanted to see me not die, pretty much. And they just wanted me, from me to do right. I got on it and did everything that I was supposed to, and so I've got mom and dad on board, and I've got a place where I feel like I can just let go and be molded. And I put my trust in these people wholeheartedly, and they didn't let me down. I started going to therapy, and my therapist is wonderful. We identified as a team. It wasn't just her, it was her guiding me to the things that I needed to change. In my groups, I used to hate groups, but the way they did things here, that's the biggest thing that I look forward to every day. Now, I'm 6 months in right now. I'm already a certified recovery coach. I'm on a board of a consortium that I think is going to do wonderful things in this area. And opportunities just keep falling into my lap. Things just keep going right. And I truly believe it's just because of just letting go and listening and being receptive to change. I know that I don't have all the answers. None of us do. And you have to let go of your ego to really gain all the blessings that are available to you.